sure look. It'll be grand.
Hey, we're back again. Splittin Hairs has arrived once more to fill our hearts with some sort of feeling. I don't know, who knows what it'll be yet.
That's the most accurate representation of that. Some sort of feeling.
So you'll feel something. I can't say what it is, but you'll feel it.
Yeah.
Sure, it'll be grand. That's us. My name is Owen, and with me is Dan.
Yes.
Yes, he is here, ladies and gentlemen.
It is me.
As always. And we are... I don't know. We're a podcast, whatever. We do Irish things and we talk about movies and stuff. Yay.
Yeah.
This week for Splittin Hairs. Actually,
very
before we get into
enthusiastic
that,
this morning.
I want to say something right off the top. I watched a movie yesterday. It was maybe worse than A Wrinkle in Time.
Come on.
Maybe.
What was it?
It's called it's called Chaos Walking. It's a sci-fi-ish sort of.
Okay, so it can be terrible. Right? You're right.
It came out like recently, like early this year / maybe last year. It stars Tom Holland and Daisy Ridley.
Is that the one where he's like angry looking at the screen or something? I don't know.
It's set in the future, the year 2257, and I guess they don't really tell you any of this. Like, it's kind of implied that humanity has left Earth to search the stars for a new planet or whatever. And they're on this new planet that doesn't have a name. The planet is called New World. And Tom Holland lives there in a town where there are only men. And all of the men on the planet are affected by some weird thing that's never explained, but whereby all of their thoughts are like projected out of their heads or something. And then Daisy Ridley shows up. She's a woman, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's a woman!" And the women aren't affected by this thing, and then all this other nonsense happens. It's really bad.
Nicholson is in it too.
Yeah, he's sort of the villain. He's like the mayor of the town, and then some stuff gets revealed about where all the women went. And
I hate how Daisy Ridley looks in it. That blonde wig is atrocious.
She's blonde, and Tom Holland is fascinated by her blonde hair for most of the movie. It's really weird.
I mean, to be fair, I am pretty shocked.
There's so many scenes of it where it's just Tom Holland kind of standing there or sitting there with no facial expression, and then you hear like his voice talking over it, just like mumbling stuff, being like, "Oh my god, her hair, blonde hair, beautiful. She's so pretty. Oh my god, Viola. Oh my god." And he's doing an American accent, but Daisy Ridley's not doing an American accent, and it's just a bad movie. It's really bad. I don't know why they made him do his American accent for it, but he did.
She looks really young in this as well.
So it was shot like a few years ago, I think, and then like a delayed release type situation.
But even then, she looks way younger.
I think it's the first thing she did after Star Wars.
Yeah,
I think
maybe.
It's very bad though. It's a really bad movie. I'm
a sci-fi fan, but like most sci-fi is absolutely atrocious bullshit. Like,
Yeah, but it's like they don't bother explaining anything. Like the story has nothing. Like all this shit with like men's thoughts being projected is just happening. They don't explain it. Nobody looks into it. It's not a plot point in the sense that they're trying to figure out why this is happening, or like Tom Holland can use his powers for new. It's like there's none of that. It's just a thing that's happening, and the plot is just Daisy Ridley is here, and there's a big ship coming, and Mads Mikkelsen wants to kill all the people on the ship for some reason, and that's it. It's bad. It's a bad movie.
I watched a nice little anime series. It's a 5-part episode. It's called Eden. It's on Netflix. And it's just about 2 robots that raise a human girl. And it's very pleasant. And David Tennant voices one of the robots.
Oh. You sound enthused by it.
No, it's just very nice. It's just nice,
Yeah, that's nice. We like nice
things. I'm
things.
not sad about it. I'm just, very neutral.
Well, speaking of nice things...
Or neutral things.
This week for Splitting Hairs. Splitting Hairs is our now once a month thing for season 2, where we take 2 movies that are basically the same and we go head to head. And this time around on Splitting Hairs, we're tackling our first remake versus original, which I was against it first because I didn't want that to be what Splitting Hairs is about, but fuck it, we'll try it. Why not?
But then it was a movie that you liked, and suddenly you went, oh, wait a second.
Then there was a movie like a brand new movie that's a remake of a movie that I like, that I thought, well, if we do that one, we might get some clicks.
Yeah.
This week, we are doing She's All That versus He's All That, the remake.
Mm-hmm. We're
Dan.
going to draw the line who's on what side.
Dan, why don't you tell us about your movie?
I am reviewing She's All That, the original, you might say. I say you might say because the story's not original to She's All That, but it's the one we know for movie-wise. Directed by Robert Iscoff, who has written lots of movies I don't know. From Justin to Kelly, Romeo and Juliet on Ice. Oh, and he has directed even Jesus Christ Superstar, which is I guess it's a cult following. A lot of people love that movie. Have you ever watched it?
I didn't know. I thought that was a play. I didn't know it was a movie. Did they make it? Made a movie?
It is. I think it's a. Yeah,
it is a musical, like a stage musical, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think what's his face? Defoe's in it. Oh no, this is an older version of it then. Okay. Huh. Okay. News to me. Anyway, the writer are Lee Fleming Jr. He has done movies like The Secrets of Sulphur Springs, Light as a Feather, and some episodes of Friends.
Yes.
Yes. Those things
all
exist,
of those things.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, if you boiled all those down, well, he also wrote like this other new movie. I'm not sure you've heard of it. Have you heard of He's All That?
What? Yes, I have.
Have you? Yeah.
Why, I believe I have heard of He's All That. What a strange coincidence.
Yeah, how odd. I'm going to be honest, it doesn't feel like the same writers behind both movies. Not really. But anyway, doesn't matter. So cast-wise, we have Freddie Prinze Jr. playing Zach Ziller or whatever the fuck it was called.
Siler.
And you know him from like Scooby-Doo. I Know What You Did Last Summer, and more Scooby-Doo movies. He apparently he was a voice in Rise of Skywalker as well. So there you go.
Just a voice.
Kanan Jarrus, whoever that is.
Kanan Jarrus is the blind Jedi guy from Rebels, isn't it?
Okay, so he was one of the.
So they probably had his voice when Rey is being.
Rey, do magic stuff.
Oh, it's Ahsoka Tano.
Oh, let's do the last worst movie in the Star Wars franchise.
Do things with the Force that the Force can't really do. Do it, Rey. Yeah. Woo!
Go, Rey. Yeah. Go, Rey.
I think that's what he says. Yeah.
Yeah. Then we have Rachel Leigh Cook, and she has been in movies like Love Guaranteed and Midsummer Night's Dream and 11/14, and she has a nice little role in another movie called He's All That.
Don't spoil it. Don't take my information.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sure people are really upset about it.
She was in Josie and the Pussycats. How about that one?
Yeah. Matthew Lillard, who's definitely not in He's All That in any way whatsoever. Wink, wink. See, I let you keep some spoilers. Oh shit! I just released.
Come on.
Damn. But also, Matthew Lillard, who I already mentioned. So Freddie Prinze Jr. and him have been in a few similar things. And also Paul Walker playing Dean Sampson. And I mean, I feel stupid if I start listing off what Paul Walker was in, but I'll do it anyway. He was in the Fast and Furious franchise.
I honestly thought you were just going to list all of the Fast and the Furious movies.
Yeah, Fast and Furious. Yeah. No, because I would, but I'd probably be the person who fucking goes too far and start mentioning ones he's not in. But yeah, everyone knows who Paul Walker is, because he was a massive star while Fast and Furious was out and had a very tragic end. And yeah, that's everyone important there for the moment. How about you, Owen? Tell me.
Well, I'm doing.
Prices on your end, will you?
I'm doing. He's All That. Just released. It's brand new, hot off the press. Netflix released.
Not that hot.
He's All That, starring worldwide superstar and worldwide superstar sensation Addison Rae from TikTok. That's right. She's in my movie, baby. I can't list other movies she's in. This is the first. But she's from TikTok, which is massive.
List some of her TikToks. Go on.
She did that one where she dances, and then she did another 7,000 of them where she dances.
Oh, nice. Is that normal for TikTok?
To do just
dances,
the same thing and do dances and yes, it is.
Is it? Yeah.
Yes, TikTok is very creative and influential and huge, and I love it. Also starring Tanner Buchanan, who was in Girl Meets World. First off, okay, I want to mention Girl Meets World, the sequel show to Boy Meets World, which the Disney show that I loved. I really liked Boy Meets World when I was a kid, and then they made Girl Meets World recently, where Corey from the original is now the dad and a teacher, and he's taking on the Mr. Feeney role. Tanner Buchanan was in that first, and then of course he's in Cobra Kai. Plays Robbie in Cobra Kai, which we I think it's well in the record of this show now that we're both Cobra Kai fans.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We have to talk about it any time, because I think that still some people out there are like, oh no, that's probably a terrible show. It's like, it's not. Please do watch it.
Yeah, no, there are. I recently had to tell two friends of mine who would have been, I'd assume one of them at least liked the original Karate Kid, maybe when he was younger. And I had to tell them, no, you watch Cobra Kai. It's genuinely good. Like, it's really fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Tanner Buchanan. He's in it. We've also got Madison Pettis and Peyton Mayer. Peyton Mayer also was in Girl Meets World. So we got a bit of a reunion going on here. And also, this is the big surprise for the movie. Rachel Lee Cook and Matthew Lillard are both back.
Whoa! Yeah, they're in my movie too.
You're shocked and appalled. No, they're not playing the same characters as they were in.
No, they're not. They take the names like, go on, that'd be amazing.
No, it's not. Nah. When the trailer for this came out, I originally, because Rachel Lee Cook was in the trailer. I don't think Matthew Lillard was, but Rachel Lee Cook is there, and it was kind of like, oh my god, is this like a sequel? Are they just doing? Is Rachel Lee Cook the mother now?
Next generation kind of thing.
Yeah, she's not. That would be very.
I saw Matthew Lillard and was like, my God, who would let the character from the original movie become a principal?
Brock Hudson. The hell kind of a name is that? Yeah, so they're both in it. This also written by R. Fleming Jr. He wrote both movies, and as Dan mentioned, based on My Fair Lady, the 60s movie / Pygmalion, the George Bernard Shaw play. R. Fleming Jr., some important things to me that Dan left out. He was a writer on 3 episodes of One Tree Hill, the greatest TV show ever made in the history of ever. He also wrote Get Over It, which is another like early 2000s shitfest kind of. It's not shitfest. It's an okay movie. He's done a lot of things. Of course, He's All That and She's All That wrote the two of them. You know. Now here's the big thing for my movie. I'll tell you the big one. You're gonna I can't wait to see your face when you hear this. The director of He's All That is a man named Mark Waters. Now, you might say, I don't know that name. And that's probably true, you don't know the name. But wait till you hear the movies he has directed previously. Okay? I'll start with the smaller ones. Mr. Popper's Penguins. That's right. Ghosts of Girlfriends Past. The Spiderwick Chronicles. Yeah. All names that we recognize. Just Like Heaven, the Mark Ruffalo, Reese Witherspoon rom-com where Reese Witherspoon is dead and haunting his apartment and they fall in love, I think, is the plot of that movie. Similar to Ghost of Girlfriend Past. That's about a dead woman falling in love with Matthew McConaughey, I think. And then we get to the big ones. In the early 2000s, he did 2 movies that will live forever in the realm of cinema. And they were called Freaky Friday.
Okay, that's pretty good, yeah.
And Mean Girls.
Okay. Yeah.
This man has pedigree when it comes to teen rom-com type movies, okay? He knows what he's doing. That's all I'm saying. He knows what he's about. And it's evident in
more
his
like a clock broken is right twice a day kind of situation.
Hey. Those other Spiderwick Chronicles could be good. I don't know if it is or not. Neither do you.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say
it's well known.
I will go out on a limb and say you haven't seen the Spiderwick Chronicles.
No,
I'm just
believe
gonna
it
take
or
a guess there. So yeah, Mark Waters, he's our big director for this movie. And the Matthew Lillard thing, just to go back to that, because I found this hilarious earlier. I went on the trivia section for this movie, for He's All That on IMDb, and possibly my favorite trivia listing on IMDb ever is literally, this is the whole thing. It just says, at 1 hour, 10 minutes and 40 seconds, Matthew Lillard shows up.
Nice.
That's
respect that.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's just, if you guys want to just skip to the part where Matthew Lillard is here, go right ahead. And I wouldn't blame you. He's a really cool guy. So there you go. She's All That versus He's All That. This is the off the top. And now we're going to go head to head and see which one is unequivocally the better movie, as decided by us based on some really made up factors that we decided last night. First of those factors, let's talk about the popular kids.
I'm Paget.
Basically, she's you.
All right, Dan. Tell me about your populars.
So, Zach Seiler, played by Freddie Prinze Jr., Paul Walker, playing Dean Sampson, and then a name I had to make sure I had phonetically correct. Dule Hill plays...
the guy from The West Wing.
Yeah, the guy from The West Wing plays Preston. He didn't deserve to have a second name, apparently, according to this movie.
Doesn't need
because
one.
Who needs a second name? Preston. That's pretty much a second name and a first name, isn't it?
I think his name is Preston.
Preston. He's a Pokemon, is he?
He might be.
Preston.
We don't know that he's not.
I hate when you say that thing. Like, we don't know anything about anything by those standards.
Yeah.
Anyway, look, this is like the last 2 months in college. I'm just back from spring break. Young lions ready to take the world by storm. The most popular kids in school, bully anyone they want. Though I would say Freddie Prinze Jr. seems to be like the least bully out of them, but like they own the school. Freddie Prinze Jr. is going to go to the prom and he's going to become king of the prom, all that kind of stuff. Until his girlfriend at the time comes back to him after spring break and went, no, I'm sorry. I fucked a guy on spring break, which is the amazing Matthew Lillard as Brock Hudson.
Kind of a fucking name is that?
Yeah, Brock Hudson.
Brock Hudson. I wonder, did they just go for like Rock Hudson?
I don't know.
The classic actor, and just go.
To be honest, it just sounds like a very American name as well. But yeah, so he's some massive star in this world. He's like reality TV, I believe, and he's a douchebag. He loves himself. He's a narcissist. He watches himself on TV. He strokes himself off while there's really hot girls like trying to like kiss him. I'm trying to think now. I feel like Brock is probably breaking some laws now, sleeping with that girl, because I feel like he's probably not in high school anymore.
No, he definitely isn't. I think Zach says that at the start. He's like 20. He's in his 20s. Definitely, like Taylor is not.
Yeah, but young nines and all that. But Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character, Zach Seiler, gets dumped, and his girlfriend. Oh, did you really think we'd be together after college, after high school, and all this kind of stuff? It definitely comes off as that Zach Seiler or Zach is probably not as of an asshole as the others. He probably just kind of slipped into the wrong group. He has feelings. He obviously is upset that this girl that he thought he'd be with for the long term doesn't like him. And I guess in a way, his social status being a bit wobbled by that as well. But him and Dean, Zach and Dean, make a bet, like, because Zach goes, I don't like, she's not that good. Like, all she has is makeup on, and knows how to walk properly around the place, and she knows just how to play a game. You can take anyone and apply that, and they would become prom queen. And then Dean, who's a psychopath, decides to make a bet saying, like, let's pick out some random nerdy, like, loserish girl, and you can make her the next prom queen within the next 2 months. And that's when they see Laney Boggs, played by Rachel Lee Cook, and that's where the movie starts.
Yeah. So my populars are popular in real IRL, in real life. Okay, I'm using text speak because I'm hip.
Are you saying Paul Walker was not popular?
No, he's not as popular as Addison Rae, famous TikTok star, who's essentially playing herself, I think, in this movie.
Yeah.
She's the lead in this, because this remake is gender swapped, of course. She plays Paget Sawyer, who is a social media Instagram influencer, who has, I think, at the start of the movie, she's almost at 1 million followers, and she has like sponsorship deals with makeup companies and clothing places. The owner of the company that sponsors her is played by Kourtney Kardashian, of course, because she's also a megastar. Lots of megastars in my movie. Did you know that? Addison Rae's a megastar.
I know all these people.
81 bajillion followers on TikTok or something.
Bajillion? Right? Whoa, that's a lot.
She's the first person to ever reach bajillion in anything ever. Wow. Okay. So it's great. It's crazy. She's a big star, and she plays. So Paget Sawyer, she's an Instagram influencer, and she's dating a guy whose name I can't remember, Jordan Van Dranen, which is an extremely Gossip Girl name to me. It's very like upper city New York, but they're in LA, of course. It's actually set. It's
so both movies are. That's not his original name.
No, both movies are set and filmed in the same school, same high school in LA. Actually,
and it's really weird because even like movies that took the piss out of like this movie, like the original movie, like what's this? Not another teen movie. Also done in that school.
They're all just
Buffy Vampire. Also done in that school. It's just a very popular school to film things in.
It's a good school for shooting things in. They've got a lot of space.
Yeah.
But so Peyton Mayer plays Jordan Van Dranen, who is also a social media influencer / hip hop artist, I suppose. That's what he wants. That's what he's.
You can say hip hop. Don't say artist.
He's an artiste, Dan. He's an artiste. He has
with
He has one
blueprint.
Oh yeah, he has one song and it's really popular with preteens, I think. And the song is basically just, "I'm Jordan Van Dranen, bitch, I'm Van Dranen, the mean streets of Polly," and all this crap. And she goes to visit him on the set of his new music video that he's filming, and she goes into his trailer. She does it naturally because she's Addison Rae. She does it live on Instagram of this like, I made him some fucking. I don't know what are those things called?
Like eclair balls kind of thing, aren't they? Yeah,
you know the ones you can get them like frozen in the thing. They're just little pastry things filled with cream, and they have chocolate.
Crazy balls.
I can't think of. There's a name that it'll come to me eventually.
Yeah.
But she goes to see him, and her friend Alden, played by Madison Pettis, is filming it, or not filming it. They're live on Instagram, and she walks in, and Jordan is engaged in sexual activities with one of his backup dancers, some random girl, and she freaks out and starts throwing food at him, and she's got all snot bubbles coming out of her nose, and it's all live on Instagram, and people start calling her Bubble Girl, and her life is ruined. She loses 100,000 followers, and Kourtney Kardashian calls her and is like, "You're a bitch, I hate you."
Which is weird because she still had 700,000 people.
She still had 836,000 followers, but she lost 100K. Because she had snots coming out of her nose and people call her Bubble Girl. She's crying and blah, blah, blah. And then the bet arises in this movie because Paget needs to prove to Kourtney Kardashian that she is worthy of maintaining her sponsorship deals. And she needs to get her followers back. And her followers are family, okay? They're real people, and she knows each and every one of them personally by name, I think.
That's the thing. I was I think when I was watching the movie you're defending, I was waiting for the moment where it'd be like, actually, you know what? Social media is not that important, Actually, maybe just connections we make in real life are more important. Nope. They stick to throughout the whole thing. It's important all the way through.
No. You didn't. Did you not hear her big speech at the end? We'll get to that later. So she makes a bet with Alden, and Alden's like, well, yeah, well, I bet if you did like you do makeovers and shit on your Instagram, that you're like a makeup girl. Why don't you do a makeover and make somebody into the prom king or whatever? And they're like, oh, I'll make a bet with you. You can't take like the biggest dumbass in this school and turn him into the prom king, which is where they find Cameron Queller. He's the one that they choose, and she's like, yeah, fine, I'll do it. And the plan is to make him the prom king, and like film the whole thing, put his turn him into a bigger star than Jordan Van Dranen, and therefore get her followers back and keep her sponsorship deals and such, etc., etc. And those are so like Paget Sawyer and Zach Seiler. Would you say they're alike?
Well, look, the difference, I guess. I mean, the only major difference is like what their drives are. Like Zach Seiler, it starts just by like saying like he kind of wants to like laugh at his ex-girlfriend. Really, he wants to say, "Hey, I can prove that." It's all a macho thing. It's an ego thing. It's like, no, I can't let this stand. I'm going to make sure that I can make any girl like her. She's nothing. That was basically his feeling. And Dean, the sociopath, Samson, says, we can make a bet about this. I'm definitely a fucking piece of shit. Whereas your character is actually quite pleasant from the start, because she's not super rich. She's hiding that she's actually like not poor, but like they're not mint, like they're not making lots of money, because her mother is a nurse, single parent, and they're just making by, and she's trying to make money so she can go to college.
Yeah, basically. And it's interesting. What's weird to me is that if you have like 900,000 followers on Instagram, and you have a sponsorship deal with like a massive company, I think you've made your money at that point. You don't need much more to go to college. I guess colleges.
No, she's on Instagram, isn't she?
It's Instagram in this. Like
that's weird.
TikTok comes up a couple of times. I think it is mentioned. Like they do like some TikTok-y stuff. But
can't really make money on TikTok, can you?
Instagram.
All that much?
Not directly.
I heard
not directly from
just
TikTok.
The platform in general, like.
She has like. You get the following, and then you get your money comes from other places once you have the following. Like you don't TikTok doesn't pay out very much for. I think I remember a YouTuber, Mini Minter is his YouTube name. He used to do like FIFA videos and stuff. He's like friends with KSI and Simon something is his name. Somebody will give out to me for saying he's friends with KSI. Probably no, but I saw a thing with him recently where he said that he started posting on TikTok, and in the first 2 or 3 months of he would have like on YouTube he has like multiple millions of subscribers. Like he's a big, it's like 17, 18 million.
Makes a grand perfect.
Like,
yeah.
And on TikTok, so he had like a lot of his following came over, and his payout from TikTok for views and things for the first like 3 months was like 62 cents or something stupid. Instead of thinking it was like TikTok. He's like, we don't make money from TikTok. Like they don't pay you.
Yeah, no, and I saw it as well. I see a lot of TikTokers going over to YouTube to start a financial career, because they're like.
Yeah, and that's why Addison Rae is doing all this other shit now. That's why she's acting, and she's released music, and Bella Porch as well. That's why she's doing music and stuff now, is that you get money out of it. Anyway, that's all besides the point. So, Paget is like. She seems like she's just. The whole thing with Paget is that like what you see on her social media, like her Instagram thing, is not real. It's not the real Paget. It's not like real life. She's like pretending. Her friends don't. She even pretends to her so-called best friends that she lives in this fancier apartment. Like she won't ever let them into her house. She like thinks she has fooled them into believing that she lives in this super rich apartment when really she lives in like a small one, like just around the corner with her mom. She seems to like she pays the bills and stuff for her mother. She seems to be generally a nice person who has been treated like shit by this dickhead of a boyfriend, Jordan Van Dranen, who is an absolute piece of shit.
Yeah, who she also built up, because he was 120
Yes.
kilograms.
She made him bigger, and now he's bigger than her, sort of thing. And he lost the plot. But he's a shithead. He's an absolute fucking pile of dirt.
Yeah, I think even though they don't really sit in the same positions in this movie, he's very much like the Paul Walker character in this.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I'd say,
I mean, modern equivalent of it.
Yeah, I would say more like the direct equivalent is for Dean in the new one is supposed to be Alden.
And there was some there.
She's the best friend who like tries to like turn on Paget at the end and steal the prom queen thing for herself, and she actually steals Paget's the ex-boyfriend she gets with Jordan Van Dranen and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, Jordan is just, in terms of like shithead levels, Jordan is more equivalent to Dean than Alden is. I just can't remember the name Alden. I don't know, like it's not a name I've ever heard in my life before.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Alden.
She
doesn't have a last name either. She's just Alden.
Alden.
Okay, let's stop saying Alden now.
Aldoon.
Dune, really? Yeah, so they're, I don't know, they're different in terms of like who they are, because I think She's All That is much more like classic 90s jock versus not jock type thing, where like they had to update everything obviously for the remake and make it more appealing to younger people. And what kids are into now. It's like it doesn't play for like a 14-year-old now. It doesn't play just to be like, oh, he's popular because he is good at sports. Yeah, kind of thing. It's like, well, yeah, but does he have an Instagram?
Yeah, that doesn't explain the douchebagginess of though, because like Zach is he's at least in the group that he doesn't stop his friends from being douchebags. They do go around the school saying, "No, that's a nerd. That's a nerd. Oh fuck, look at that nerd." Like so I think like, I mean, it does happen in He's All That, but it's usually by her friends taking over. Like she actually seems like a sympathetic character throughout, whereas Zach is not. Zach is a douchebag who learns to be better.
Yeah, slightly better.
Yeah, I mean, he's all like, "Oh, high school doesn't matter. Be yourself." By the end, like,
he more learns to like be okay with not being cool, I suppose. I guess.
Yeah, it's because the whole thing for him is it's interesting because the movie is all about ego for him, whereas with your character, I mean, you could argue like social media, it's an ego thing, but like there's an actual need behind it. She needs to support.
She has actual reasons for doing what she's doing. Zach is all just like, he's doing it to save face and to like look good in front of his friends and prove that Taylor Vaughn didn't hurt me when she broke up with me. I don't care about
hit her down by getting another girl just like her. I was like,
I don't care about her kind of thing. Like, fuck her. I can get someone just as good as Taylor Vaughn. Whereas Paget is just like, no, if I don't, I need to do this as a project to save my life. Kind of thing. Yeah. I need money to go for college and to pay my mother back, who's working like in a fucking emergency room with treating stab wound victims and stuff. Like
babies getting batteries up their noses.
Yeah, which are the same, I think, to treat.
Yes.
A battery up the nose of a 2-year-old and a man who's been stabbed.
Yeah.
Actually, you probably treat them the opposite. You shouldn't remove the knife from a stab wound victim. You should definitely take the battery out of it.
Leave the battery in there.
You definitely take the battery out of the toddler's nose, I think.
Yeah. Anyway,
those are the populars. So next on the line, let's talk about the opposite end of the spectrum. Let's talk about the freaks.
Yes.
Oh, that's Cameron something.
What, Laney Boggs?
Laney Boggs. I love the way Freddie Prinze Jr. says that every time. Laney Boggs.
Yeah.
Tell us about Laney Boggs, Dan.
Laney Boggs. She's the girl. She's an artist. She only cares about art. She doesn't care about. She's the. I only say it because I was kind of that person in secondary school. Like, I think everyone else is an idiot. I'm kind of sticking to myself. I don't like taking part of the hierarchy. I wasn't artistic in any way, but that's who she is. She lives with her dad, who is a swimming pool cleaner, filter person.
Yeah, he's a pool man for.
Yeah.
I think he cleans Taylor Vaughn's swimming pool. I think is mentioned at one point that he does. He cleans rich people's pools and stuff.
Yeah, and her younger brother Simon, who has a hearing aid and never gets mentioned throughout the movie. I'm starting to worry that maybe Kieran Culkin has a hearing aid outside, and I'm just being the biggest dickhead on the planet. One thing, I guess it's an American thing, but like, they kind of try to point out that their family is kind of poor and stuff like that. But like Wayne Boggs, and he kind of mentions it later on in the movie, like he has his own business. Like the dude owns his own house. Like they're not doing badly compared to, for example, like your character's family. You know?
Sorry, I got distracted. I just googled if Kieran Culkin has hearing aids, and the first thing that comes up is Kieran Culkin. 11 surprising facts about She's All That. Kieran Culkin didn't know why he was wearing hearing aids.
There you go. Yeah. But yeah, no, I was just saying about the family. They're actually in a financial area. They're not doing too bad at all. Like, I know it's kind of... Yeah, I know it's kind of said that, they're poor. They're not really, though.
They have a house. They have their own swimming pool.
Yeah, they have their own swimming pool, their own house. The dad owns his own business.
Laney has an art studio in the basement.
Yeah, this is like 90s poor, isn't it?
It's like, because they clearly live in a wealthy area, so they're like probably they're poor compared to Taylor and Zach, but they're not poor like.
Yeah. Another thing, the mother passed away from cancer a few years beforehand, and it's probably what has made Laney very much kind of like she doesn't want to take part in like high school nonsense. She doesn't she's an introvert in that regard, very much an introvert, and she has like one friend who I'm trying to figure out, was he a nerd or wasn't he? It was Jesse Jackson, played by Alden Henson. But he seems popular enough. Like, he's like in charge of clubs and like telling people where to put clubs and societies and all those kind of groups together.
I think he's
kind of the gay best friend without being the
He's clearly not a popular in the school, but he's like he's popular amongst the unpopular, I suppose.
Yeah. He's middle of the road kind. He's but yeah, and he's kind of like, he listens to her, talks to her on the phone. He's very much trying to convince her to date Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character Zach Seiler. I read it as being the gay best friend. Turns out by the end of the movie, he's not. He meets a girl at the prom.
Yeah, it's implied that he's gonna get with Zach Seiler's little sister. Actually, that's who that is, Anna Paquin.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's weird.
It's weird to see her in this. To be fair.
Yeah. But yeah, another part is like, there's a part of the movie. There's a part of the movie where like the dad goes down to Laney and says, "Look, there's a young man up there who wants to take you out on the prom and have a good time." And we will kind of hint at that this could be Zach, and she's changed her mind. And I thought, this won't be Zach. This will be her friend. This will be like hey, I'll go to the prom with you. We can have fun.
I've been in love with you for years, Laney.
Yeah. And she goes, "What? I thought you were gay."
No. You're super hot, Laney. Shut the fuck up.
And that's pretty much it for the loserish people. Oh, yeah. I would say maybe the brother is a bit loserish.
He is he's supposed to be in the thing. Yeah. I think he's definitely, because there's a scene where he's being bullied, and Zach stands up for him and stuff.
And Zach very much becomes like a big brother kind of figure to play Sega with him and all this kind of stuff,
Yeah. Well, in He's All That, the much better remake, The freaky geeky character is
I didn't
called
believe that in your voice. You want to say it again?
the Much Better remake.
Yeah, he's nodding his head now. He has to really push it up.
Tanner Buchanan plays Cameron Queller, the object of the bet that Paget Sawyer and her friend Alden have. So he's described as an anti-social rebel.
Horse girl.
He's also his sister calls him a horse girl. Yeah, he's Taylor Swift. I don't know. He likes taking photos. He takes like black and white film photos and that he never shows to anybody. And that's supposed to be like, oh, he's weird.
Proper old school camera as well.
Yeah, it's an actual like old film camera, and he's like, oh, blah, he's such a weirdo. He doesn't, and he's like more. He's more ardently like, oh, I don't take part in things. I hate this school.
He's militant about it.
He's 100% like, he says it outright. I hate everyone in this school. Everybody here is fake and pretending to be something they're not. High school's a joke. I don't believe in college. I don't want to do anything. Yeah, I take photos, but nobody's ever going to see them. I have one friend. Her name is Nisha, and she's the only one I ever talk to. I watch like, oh, what is it Paget says in it? Or his sister says that he only likes like Kurosawa. It's Kurosawa's Kubrick and something movies that he watches, and Addison Rae is like, wow, that's a lot of K's. I'm like, what?
Yeah, no, because there were 3 things with K's. Like, what's that meant to mean?
I know, it's 3 K's. Like, is Cameron Queller in the clan? Is that what you're trying to imply here? It's very weird.
Taking photos, you want to see someone, it's just like pictures of a burning cross.
Yeah, that's all it is.
God.
Just him. He secretly wears a sheet.
That's why he's anti-social. He's literally like a far right.
Yeah, far right militant.
I got so mixed up with American politics. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, but he's like, whereas like Laney is kind of like, she's quiet and doesn't like talk all that much, and Cameron is just like shouts at things. There's a whole like montage of him getting in fights with Jacob or Jordan Van Tran and telling him, pull your pants up, you idiot, and like shouting at things, and he's embarrassing his little sister.
Throw him into bins.
Yeah, he's clearly, and like, so Alden picks him and Addison. Paget, like, they try and look him up online, and they're like, wow, he has one tweet from 5 years ago, and all it says is no. That's it. That's his entire social media presence. Like, he doesn't have it.
I envy that. Don't you?
He reminds me of my first Facebook post. I think was Facebook is shit. I think that was the first thing I ever posted on Facebook, and it was probably the same for Twitter, because I was still mad that Bebo died. But so he's like, he's the polar opposite of Paget and her friends, who are like, you know, social media stars, and they're popular, and they take part in everything, and they're cheerleaders, and they're blah blah. They're not cheerleaders, but you know, she's on the dance team, I think. Paget is, so they pick him, and yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see that they like the equivalent. So Laney has a whole thing, and she's all that, where her art teacher is trying to get her to. She's a painter, and her art teacher is trying to get her to paint something that's like personal, that means something to her, because she keeps just painting like random bullshit. That's not bad, but it doesn't mean anything.
Where's she in it?
Yeah, basically that's the updated equivalent of that. Cameron Queller is, he takes photos that are all like probably very personal, not necessarily personal to him, but they're candid photos of real people. And he just refuses to show them to anybody. He just won't let anybody see them. He's just like, no, it's just an
art teacher, someone going like, come on, I need to tell you that you're not in it.
Yeah, he's just like, I just do it. I just take photos. I don't want to show them to people. Like, he's not like trying. No. What? He's not trying to be an artist or a photographer. He just takes photos. Like, that's just what he does. So that's like how they updated it is just interesting. That's the modern equivalent of.
Stripped away a lot, to be honest. They just kind of went, this isn't necessary. Off you go.
Yeah,
you know?
No, they did. They kept the dead parent thing. So both of them, Cameron's, like you mentioned, Laney's mother died from cancer recently, but her dad is still in the picture. Cameron and his little sister Bryn, has I think, she's got a bigger-ish kind of. She's in about as much as Simon is in.
She's also a better actress than anyone else in the movie.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's a fair point. So the two of them live with their grandmother, because their don't know. Their dad like
No, they're-
left.
to Norway.
Their dad like just left when they were kids and disappeared, and then their mother got remarried, and then she died in a plane crash or something.
No, helicopter.
Helicopter.
crash.
That's
Yeah, yeah.
It just is like, yeah.
And their dad lives in Norway or something like that, and sends once a year, sends just a big package of like birthday, Christmas.
Yeah. But that's like that's revealed to be that's the reason as well. That's why Cameron doesn't, because his little sister is like, oh, this is the you're ever since you met Paget, you've been smiling, and like you used to be. I can see the real my brother is back. Like you used to be so happy and like full of blah blah blah, and it's all this shit, and he's also like a really good brother.
Yeah, he is.
Like he likes to annoy his little sister in public and like embarrass her and shit, but that's just normal shit. Like he's also, it's like he looks after her. He does all her he does her hair, and he like makes sure she's okay, and he like took her to see fucking, was it Harry Styles? He says he went to a Harry Styles concert with her and like minds her and shit. He's a good dude. Yeah. And then the grandmother is just not a character.
Boggs as well. Like she's definitely taken on the mother role in her house. Like she cleans the house, she makes sure everything's working, and you know her dad just kind of does the job. And again, we kind of got a similarity between, I guess, her dad and his grandmother, where they just kind of sit down and just watch television for most of it.
But the thing they change in this, I think, is that so in She's All That, when Laney's like, oh, I'm not going to prom, Zach's a dickhead and blah blah, it's her dad like talks to her and is like, oh, your mother wouldn't want to see you like this and blah blah, or some whatever he says. Yeah. Whereas in He's All That, it's the little sister, which I think is I think it's better. It works better. It's a better moment where she's.
I mean, it doesn't. My movie's better.
It's better that like it's kind of like more of a like a okay, so this is like he wasn't always like this. He was different before, and the sister is kind of like, I want my brother back.
Whereas
like,
I think
blah,
in
blah.
my movie, it was only ever hinted at. It's like she's just very busy looking after the family, doing her art, like
you find out that the mother is dead, but like also she's not around for the whole movie, so you're kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but I think we kind of get the impression when she like, brings breakfast to her brother and that kind of stuff. Like she obviously is the matriarch now of the home, you know.
Oh, you mean when she's gonna fucking spit in his cereal?
Yeah, I hate that. 90s loves doing spit jokes.
It's the opening scene to the movie is Rachel Lee Cook just standing in a doorway going
proper Fleming,
like,
I hate it. Don't do it. Stop it.
I hate it so much. It's bad.
Yeah.
Cameron doesn't spit in his little sister's cereal, I'll tell you that much. He takes her to see Harry Styles. He's a better man.
Yeah, it definitely seems more sincere, and that's why I kind of think the little sister, the actress, is probably the only person who really acted in that movie. Like, it's really well done on her part, and congratulations.
Yeah, fair play to her.
Yeah.
Actually, well done. Her name is Isabella Crovetti.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing more of that, because she was like, I don't want to like talk for your movie, but there is a moment when the ex-boyfriend tries to hit on her and like do sexual things, and like she's properly outraged. Like she's like I genuinely
yes, you're talking about the Tanner Buchanan knows martial arts and was in Cobra Kai. Let's do a fight scene moment of this movie.
You're so stupid. I didn't even got the Cobra Kai thing. I was just saying he learned all that in movies.
As soon it's implied in He's All That he knows how to fight like this because he's obsessed with like Chinese martial arts movies and like Bruce Lee and all that kind of stuff, and that he watches them all the time. But it's 100%. It's also like they do so She's All That has the famous hacky sack performance art scene with Zack Seiler. They replaced that in this with Cameron and Addison Rae singing karaoke and doing a dance. Yeah. They did that because Addison Rae is famous for doing dances on TikTok, and she's also trying to launch a singing career.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she has a single out and stuff.
Has anyone told her that?
No, probably not. No, nobody tells her no. So they did that because of that, and they were 100% were like, well, with Tanner Buchanan, he fights in Cobra Kai. He knows how to fight. Let's do a fight scene. And they have him doing all the fucking I'm a Jedi shit. It's not bad, yeah. And then he ruins it all because he jumps into the
I'm sorry, like, why would he put his camera next to the swimming pool? Like, if I had a thing that I treasure so much, I'd be terrified putting it anywhere near a water source.
He should have just handed it to somebody.
Yeah, let's
I'd be
get
like,
to the
yo,
glove. Yeah,
Nisha, here, hold my camera for a second. It's the
No,
most
let's put it right next to
it's
it.
the most
Need a
precious
fighting
thing in my entire life. My dead mother gave it to me before she died.
Did they ever
Please,
mention
like,
the camera after that moment? After it got like thrown into the water? Like I
No.
know he gets it out and he's upset and he leaves, but like is the camera ruined now? Or
yeah, I mean, I guess it's fucked. It never comes up again, as far as I can remember.
I feel like it could probably be fixed. Like
I don't know.
it's an analog. It's not digital, like so.
Yeah, maybe it was fixed, and that's why I never brought it up again. Who knows?
Yeah.
it's
So that's why you actually went back to apologize. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I
overreacted. It's fine. Yeah, Cameron's camera is the hearing aids of the remakes. Like, why did they do that? Why was that? Yeah. There you go. Those are the freaks. One final, last little bit. Then let's talk about the makeover / the bet.
No, I was a fucking bet.
Am I a bet? Am I a fucking bet?
Okay, first, straight off the bat, who did that?
Really have the same lines.
I was just about First off, who did it better?
She did.
I honestly think she did it better as well. I love the fact that this movie, the rating I think it's like PG-13 or something, which means they're allowed one F-bomb.
Yeah,
they're allowed to say fuck or a curse once in the whole movie, and I think in both instances they kept it for the perfect time.
Yeah, this is the same writer, so it makes sense.
It is, yeah. It's just it's actually impactful when you hear him hear either of them curse for the first time, and they're just like, "Am I a fucking bet?" And it's like, "Whoa, did they just curse in this movie?"
You can't swear, young man.
You can't say that. You're like 12. Yeah, it's great. So I like that scene. But so the bet. Both movies don't really tell you what the terms of the bet are. Like, they don't say out loud what happens, who wins or loses. Like, you see it.
It's literally just a competition. That's it.
No,
like,
you see it. You see it at the end of both. So in He's All That, it's the tattoo. So your one calls it she says we call it the ultimate loser bet, or whoever has it is a loser forever. So the bet was whoever loses has to get loser tattooed on them. So Paget,
I like that moment.
Paget
I don't know why they did that, but
Paget and Cameron get it in at the end of this. In She's All That, I think it's never said. I think the bet was that they have to go to graduation naked. That's why Zach is nude at graduation at the end of it. He goes up on the stage naked.
Oh, I didn't
miss that. It's the last scene in the movie. It happens like right before the credits. They're all at graduation, and Zach just just has a football on his lap. And
very confused.
Yeah. He's not wearing anything, but he's only wearing the cap, like, and a sash. And he walks up to collect his certificate naked. I think that was the bet. They don't say it, like, but I think that's what it was.
Okay.
So like the makeover. Well, first of all, I think He's All That. I think getting a tattoo of loser on yourself is higher. I think the stakes are higher, and He's All That for the winner and the loser. It's not a bad tattoo. It's honestly, it's one of those like ironic tattoos.
I wouldn't mind one of those ones.
It's one of those like, it's an ironic tattoo that like people would get now to be like, yeah, I'm a loser, but I wear it on my arm or whatever fucking shit people do now.
Yeah,
but I think that's a bigger thing than like going to naked. Like the stakes for Paget,
look, if she's around, that's the thing.
Yeah, the stakes for Paget are also bigger if she loses, because if this doesn't go well for her, it might mean she's not going to college. Zach doesn't want to go to college. He's like, oh yeah, I have the 4th highest GPA in the whole school. I don't need tutoring. I have like acceptance offers from like 6 different schools. I just can't
turn around again though. I guess a turn around again because your fella, he doesn't want to go to college either, because he's like, oh, college is worthless. There's no point in going to it and all this kind of stuff. And Zach is the same, but they're playing opposite characters.
Yeah, and they also, at the end of He's All That, I don't think Paget goes to college. She goes to Europe with Cameron.
She takes a year off,
She goes on a gap year with Cameron, and they travel around Europe and take pictures and stuff. And she changes her brand to be fucking sound or whatever.
She's probably still getting serious money.
On Instagram. It's literally, they say it in it that she's like, she does like a live thing to her followers and is like, oh, this is the real me now, and I'm with Cameron, and I'm gonna change how I do things on my social media and blah blah.
Could you imagine being paid so much with social media and you can just travel for the rest of your life?
It's the dream, isn't it? So it's the dream.
I'd kill for it. Yeah, I think it's hollow sort of modern thing, but fuck, I'll buy into it.
One day we'll be paid enough to travel the world, make
Yes.
podcasts in
If you feel
exotic
like it, please,
locations.
pay
Our new
for
my ultimate goal for this is I want to record the podcast in the same locations that the movies we're talking about were filmed.
Oh, that would be such a cool thing.
That's my
That would
that's
actually be genuinely cool.
That's my
wouldn't it?
dream. If I had a load of money, that's what I'd be doing. I'd just be
I
like,
can't wait.
yeah, we're doing Gladiator this week and recording live from the Coliseum.
Nice,
Awesome.
nice.
Yeah. So
What
yeah,
was
so
the
okay,
movie with Matt Damon and Robin Williams?
oh, Good Will Hunting. We go to Boston
on the
Public Park.
bench.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've been there
we
before.
were
It's-
actually
it's awesome.
nearby
Yeah,
there.
we were both. No, we went.
Yeah.
I took you to it, didn't I?
Did we actually go to that bench?
Yeah, I took you
though?
guys to the
We found
bench.
it? Yeah, we did. Yeah, we saw the bench. We
Mhm.
didn't sit down, did we?
Not that time, I don't think. I did previously. I have a photo of me sitting on it.
I think
But,
it was raining, actually.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, so he's all that. Yeah, let's talk about the makeovers then, because it's weird in both instances because neither Laney or Cameron are unattractive people.
Oh, look, it's the trope of, oh, I'm going to take off my glasses and let down my hair, and oh my God, this person's so attractive now. It's that.
Yeah, and they hit the same beats in both. There's both a moment where in She's All That they go to the beach and Zach sees Laney in her swimsuit for the first time, and
That's what they are.
in He's All That Paget sees Cameron takes his shirt off at one point. She's like, oh my, he has abs. This is incredible. Wow.
Yeah.
But neither
Wow.
they're both hot already.
I laughed at your movie when like she got him in the chair and she's getting the beard
She shaved his beard.
out. And
Yeah.
he's like, what beard?
He was so worried about it as well. It's like, bro, there's nothing there. This is your first time shaving, I think. There's no hair there.
It was also recorded really weirdly because she actually didn't touch his skin when the camera's like looking at it, and she just like hovers over his face like, is this some laser thing? What's going on?
Yeah, it's odd. Yeah, I think I will say they do it slightly differently in that Laney's like big reveal. Well, I suppose it's both for a party, isn't it? Like it's both for a party, but they do it
is,
like
yeah.
She's All That has the big kiss me playing in the background moment. But what I
Yeah.
don't like about He's All That is the first time they do it, it's like they're like cooking you. They're like, oh, here's the song, it's about to start, and then it just stops. Like she reaches the bottom of the stairs and it stops, and then they play the song again later, like at the end when they kiss and stuff. It's just like you think, oh, this is it, this is the big moment, the song, this is the famous song, and She's All That, and then they play you like the opening like fucking 10 seconds of it and then stop and they just start talking and it's like
I'll
fuck
say
off,
about
man.
He's All That, especially when he first got his like do-over, he comes out of the room. Ray definitely has less of a, oh, I am in love, more like a, you're just looking really horny. Don't do that.
She fucking was, man. She was
It might have
dead
been, but
horny.
like
She was
it
oh,
literally, it's like she got the
damn.
acting wrong there. It wasn't meant to be like, oh, now I see his true self. More like, fuck yeah.
damn, he fine as hell. Look at that suit.
Yeah.
I also think that when he walks out first and he's wearing the suit with like the shirt slightly unbuttoned and he's the bow tie thing is
Bow
not
tie, yeah.
tied up, it's like loose on him. He looks better there, like the jacket is open. And then when he goes
Yeah.
to the party, he has the bow tie all tied up and everything's like neat.
Well, it's a Frank
It's-
Sinatra swagger thing, you know.
No, yeah, but when he first walks out, he's a bit unkempt and he looks better than when he
Yeah.
actually goes to the party.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that's what I mean. It's like that
Yeah,
Frank
yeah.
Sinatra look. It's like at the end of the gig and just relaxing on the chair, and yeah, he looks much better that way. Yeah, I agree. One thing I really like the party. One thing I will say though is I find it weird that everyone in your universe movie is trained to dance in groups.
Well,
Like so many group dances throughout this.
Yeah, they do it and She's All That as well. They have a big group. They have a big choreographed
once.
dance at the
Like once, but
prom.
it happens like 2 times in yours. It happens at the party and it happens at the prom.
Yeah,
Like,
because
they're all
that's Addison
trained.
Rae. She's a dancer.
Oh, it's just stupid. It's really stupid.
Well, in She's All That, there's a moment where like Taylor or one of them is it two? I don't know. I can't remember. I'm not going to finish that point because I can't remember. I know somebody's like, we changed the choreography or whatever, and then they just didn't. They just all know all the moves anyway.
Oh, I just want to say one part of your movie that I hated was the DJ thing.
Oh, the fact that it's just a kid with his phone.
Yeah, and it's kids like dumb. They don't need it. It's like no, like DJs are still a thing. Like, and you still use like decks and stuff like that. Those are still important things.
In fairness, I know from personal life experience, when you hire a small local DJ, they don't have decks and all those things. They have a laptop with like just Spotify on it. They're just playing music through a speaker.
Yeah, but they're also usually bad.
This kid wasn't. Well, I don't know. Listen, the best thing about the whole movie is Matthew Lillard dancing at the end.
Yeah, and it's the same dance from the original movie as well.
It is. Yeah, I love. He's just every performance he does. Performance he does is possessed of something magnificent. He just goes for. He just gives it everything, no matter what he's doing. It's great.
Look, here's the thing. Like, people can maybe think that we're joking, but like when he plays Shaggy in the Scooby-Doo movies, that is the most live action Shaggy that can ever Shag.
He's perfect.
It's genuinely, and they even have this scene in what's it? It was like a Bugs Bunny live action movie thing with Brendan Fraser, and they go into the Warner lot and they have the original Shaggy like cartoon characters sitting at a table giving out to your man, just saying like, no, you gotta do it properly. It's so good. It's really good.
Yeah, it is kind of shitty that they didn't ask him to voice Shaggy in that Scoob thing.
Did they?
No, they got somebody. I think Fred Armisen or somebody. They didn't even ask him. Like, apparently he was annoyed about it.
Is he like the official voice now? Anyway,
he was in this TV show. He became the voice of Shaggy, but they made it. Remember that Scoob thing that came out like last year or the year before?
Thing. Yeah.
It was like a how Shaggy and Scooby animated thing. They didn't even ask him to voice Shaggy, and he was apparently a bit hurt over that. He was like, "I'm Shaggy. Like, of course I would have done it." Kind of thing. But
he has done Shaggy not only in the movies, he's done it in the animations.
That's what I mean. He kind of is Shaggy now, and they didn't even ask him. But that's a whole other story. Yeah. Right. Let's wrap it all up and let's say were we engaged?
But how bad does it make you feel?
She's All That. What you make of it? This is your first time seeing She's All That.
Yeah, I think I've seen bits and pieces before. I keep on getting mixed up with Not Another Teen Movie, to be fair, which sticks very close to this movie. Though it doesn't have Chris Evans with a banana stuck up his ass. So, I mean, is it even that good now?
Cream covered nipples, cherries on
cream covered nipples, yeah, and built like a shit house. But yeah, I don't know. How's best way to say it? It's a movie of its time, right? It really is. It's the most 90s movie you'll ever watch. And I genuinely enjoyed a lot of it. I think it's fun. I think it's a bit cliche, but I hate saying cliche because, it might not have been cliche at the time. It was the standard. Like, it made
the stuff that came after it. The fact that it was parodied so heavily in Not Another Teen Movie, like the She's All That kind of started the cliche in a lot of senses.
Yeah. So I mean, I like this movie. I don't think it's a movie that I will absolutely adore and watch a million times again, but it's a movie that I understand its importance, and the importance of hiring a few better actors as well.
Well, I tell you, that's something the remake definitely learned a lesson, and they hired famous superstar actress Addison Rae. No, listen, I honestly think as remakes go, He's All That is actually pretty good as a remake.
It's all right, yeah.
Like, it's not it gives you...
I watched the movie close together for the first time. Like, this is my first movie. And I didn't hate it. Like,
there's only a couple of little things in it where, like, there's little nods. There's like a moment at the dance where Rachel Lee Cook's character and He's All That hears like "Kiss Me," but the song from the first one starts playing at the dance, and she says, like, "Oh, where do I know this song from?" And she goes dancing or whatever, and they've Matthew Lillard dancing and like little bits that if you haven't seen She's All That, you won't really get what they're doing there.
Won't change the movie for you either.
No, it won't either. But like, it's not like like you don't have to have seen She's All That. You can watch this. It's actually quite a good updating of the plot of She's All That. And I think
it is as if the movie was made now.
And it is. Yeah. I do think that in this instance, flipping the gender roles, like having it be a man that's being made over, is kind of interesting. When you have seen all these other movies where it is always like, oh, she's wearing glasses, they make her not attractive or whatever. So it's kind of, it is interesting that they flip it.
Especially because nowadays that's more of a thing that's popular now. It's like, the dudes have to look a bit better now.
It's good. I don't know, it's good as a remakes go. It's not bad. It's a good remake. There's some moments in it.
Yeah. Look, I'm going to be frank. For me, these movies are all middle of the road. Not in a hateful way. No, fuck them. It's just in a, they're all right. And as they're both in the middle of the road for me, like He's All That's not that much worse or better. They're both. I would say I still think She's All That is a little bit better, but that's because I'm a 90s kid.
I was actually very pleasantly surprised by how good He's All That is, to be honest.
Yeah.
I expected it to be a lot worse. I honestly, as soon as they were like, Addison Rae is starring in a remake of She's All That, I was instantly like, oh, this is going to be the worst thing ever. Don't get me wrong, she's not amazing in it or anything. Like,
no, she's probably not one of the better things in it.
She is. She's clearly not an actress, I would say. You can tell she's not an actress.
Tanner is pretty okay.
Yeah, he has moments in it where you're like, oh, okay, he did a good job there. I don't think he's not very suited to the role, really that much.
I mean, look, this movie is meant to be full of young people anyway, and not a lot of young people are great actors in the first place. So we have to realize it's not good. A thespian thing, like
Yeah, neither of them are bad movies, I would say.
Yeah, they're middle of the road. Yeah.
Why? But let's leave it. Why don't you guys tell us what you think? Anybody out there, if you've watched He's All That, have you seen, we've She's All That super fans out there amongst our listeners? I'm sure we do. Of course we do. It's She's All That. Just let us know. What did you think? Which one is better? Who won? He's All That or She's All That?
I feel like compared to other movies, we very much kind of laid back, went, yeah, we can take like shots at our own movies. In this episode, it was very much like, let's chill.
Listen, I think we stuck to it more than we did in the previous episode, where halfway through we just went, look, these are shit movies. I can't keep up the pretense anymore. These are actually not bad movies. Yeah, so but let us know. And what's next on the list?
I'm definitely not Googling really hard right now, trying to find out.
I'll tell you what's next. Next week, for our next regularly scheduled episode, we are doing Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes, we are, which is your choice again.
The first pirates. The first Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirate love!
Yeah, the first Pirates of the Caribbean, which I will stand by saying is genuinely a very well made movie.
It is, of course.
And there's a lot more to it than just being a big popcorn flick. But we'll find out on the next episode. I'm sure it'll be grand. This has been Splitting Hairs. We do appreciate anyone tuning in as always, and we would like to once again beseech you all, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that juicy social media stuff. Please. And we'll see you on Friday for the news. There's been some news this week. A lot of chunky old news. All right. That's it for Splitting Hairs.
I love you.
Later, nerds.
Asherlo. It's a big grand.